If we don't use do this imitation training, what are some alternative options? Hi, I'm Dr. Megan, and I guide people in growing, learning, and cultivating connection and curiosity. In today's video, we're going to discuss several options that could be used for imitation training instead of doing do this imitation training. I've already talked in previous video about video modeling. I have quite a few videos about reciprocal imitation training, and we'll talk about that one in more detail in a future video. Today, I want to talk to you about 4 options in addition to video modeling and reciprocal imitation training. These 4 options are social interactive training, joint attention training, interpersonal synchrony, and visually cued imitation. One example study for social interactive training is by Huang and Hughes in 2000. This particular intervention for imitation focuses on object imitation and promoting imitation through naturalistic interactions with peers. Joint attention training was studied as an intervention for imitation. One of the studies is by Whalen et al. In 2006. With this particular intervention, the focus is actually on training joint attention skills, but in the process, working on imitating the child and building imitation skills as well. And the overall intervention promotes social communication skills, such as joint attention. In 2011, Landa et al. Published a study on interpersonal synchrony. And interpersonal synchrony is a very powerful intervention that focuses on another form of naturalistic intervention for promoting imitation. The intervention focuses on more of a back and forth interaction in a socially engaging learning environment that emphasizes facial gestures and object movements to promote object imitation. And finally, Gans et al. In 2008 discuss the visually cued imitation training. With this, there's a specific leader, and imitation is visually cued to encourage children to follow the leader and imitate what they're doing, again, in a more of a social style than typical traditional do this imitation training. So that's just a brief overview of 4 additional options for teaching imitation. I'm definitely curious to know if any of you have used any of those interventions and how effective they were for you. For me personally, I typically use reciprocal imitation training. That's been effective in the work that I'm doing. I don't typically work in group settings right now and haven't had a need for these different interventions. However, it is nice to know and be familiar with the different options so you can choose what is best for your clients, especially comparing object versus motor imitation. And if you're teaching in a group environment, a lot of these interventions are focused specifically on group settings and promoting social communication skills in those settings. If you're enjoying this discussion on different imitation interventions and other ways that we can do better in the field of behavior analysis, make sure to give me a follow.